This content has been deemed inappropriate for children under 13. Viewer discretion is advised. This is for adults only. Adult collectibles.
What's up, you guys? It's ZacJacDan back with another Every Marvel Legends video. This time we're talking about every Marvel Legends series Build-A-Figure from 2016 to 2020. This is the newest boxes that we've seen. This is after the Infinite series. So the first one that we got was a re-release, a UK Hulkbuster. And you had to collect all these re-released Avengers figures in order to build this Hulkbuster. Next we got the Absorbing Man from Spider-Man. You needed to get the Superior Foes of Spider-Man, Speed Demon, Female Beetle, Venom. You needed to get the Edge of Spider-Verse, Spider-Man / Carnage, if you want to call it that, Spider-Gwen. And you also needed to get Morbius and Mad Jack. So next we got the Red Onslaught, or Red Skull Onslaught Build-A-Figure. In this wave you needed to get the Wolf Cap, Mockingbird, Sharon Carter, Whirlwind, Cottonmouth from the Serpent Society, Scourge, and Taskmaster. Next we have the MCU Giant Man Build-A-Figure from the Captain America Civil War. You need to get Red Guardian, Nuke, Nick Fury. From MCU you needed to get the Iron Man Mark 46, Captain America, and Black Panther. Next was the Spider-Man wave. You needed to get the Space Venom. And in order to build that Space Venom, you had to get the Ashley Barton Spider-Woman, Hobgoblin, Silk, Ultimate Peter Parker Spider-Man, and Ultimate Miles Morales Spider-Man, and then Electro. Next we have the Abomination Build-A-Figure wave. In order to build Abomination, you need to get the Iron Skull, Captain Britain, Eel, Wonder Man, Secret War Captain America, and the MCU Scarlet Witch from the Captain America Civil War. Next is the X-Men wave, Juggernaut Build-A-Figure. In order to build Juggernaut, you need to get Rogue, Cable, the green and yellow suit Phoenix. Deadpool did not have a Build-A-Figure piece. Kitty Pryde, Iceman, Havoc, and Wolverine. Now the cool thing about the Kitty Pryde figure is that she came with a Magneto head that would complete your Red Onslaught and turn him into just regular Onslaught. So that was pretty nice. Next we have the Doctor Strange wave and the Dormammu Build-A-Figure. So you needed the MCU's Doctor Strange, MCU's Carl Mordo, and in the bottom right you'll see the MCU's Doctor Strange in his astral form. You need a Brother Voodoo, Enchantress, comic version Doctor Strange, Iron Fist, and the Runaways Nico Minora. Then we had a re-release in 2017 of the UK Giant Man. In order to get this Giant Man, you needed to re-grab these MCU figures: War Machine, Falcon, Black Panther, Winter Soldier, Scarlet Witch, and that Mark 46 Iron Man again, and Captain America. Now the Spider-Man wave, you got the Sandman Build-A-Figure, and in order to build this Sandman, you needed to get the Green Goblin, Shocker, UK Spider-Man, 2099 Spider-Man in his newer costume, Miss Marvel, Kamala Khan, the Jackal, and the symbiote black suited Spider-Man. And that Shocker also came with a variant Thunderbolts belt buckle, which with the lightning bolt on it. Next was the Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2. You had to build the Titus Build-A-Figure from the Nova Corps. In order to build him, you had to get the Star-Lord, the Drax, and the Yondu from the MCU. And then you needed to get the Vance Astro from the Guardians 3000, the Angela figure, Darkhawk, and the Kid Nova. So next is another X-Men wave. This you had to build the Warlock Build-A-Figure. You needed to build with, you didn't need the Old Man Logan, but that was in that series. But you needed all these figures in order to build him. Dazzler on her skates, Sunfire in his classic costume, Colossus in his newer costume with the alternate bearded head, Jim Lee Cyclops, Shatterstar, and Polaris. So next was the Spider-Man Homecoming, giving us the Vulture Wings Build-A-Figure, or Build-A-Wings, whatever you want to call it. And you had 3 figures from the movie. You had the Spider-Man in his sweat costume, I guess, and the Vulture himself, Michael Keaton. From the comics, you needed to get the Moon Knight, the Cosmic Spider-Man, Beetle, and Tombstone. So next is the Volume 2, or Series 2 from Volume 2 of Guardians of the Galaxy, which was the Mantis Build-A-Figure. So you needed to get Star-Lord, Rocket and Groot, Gamora, and Nebula from the movie. And then from the comics, you needed Death's Head 2, Ex Nihilo, and Adam Warlock. So next was the Netflix wave, and in order to build the Man-Thing, you need to get 4 figures from Netflix, which were Daredevil, Elektra, Punisher, and Jessica Jones. And then there were 2 comic-based figures, which were Blade and Bullseye. Next, from Thor Ragnarok, we had the Gladiator Hulk Build-A-Figure. You needed to build it with Hela and Thor and Loki from the MCU. And then from the comics, you had young Thor, Ares, and Jane Foster Thor. Next was a Black Panther wave. You had to build the Okoye Build-A-Figure, and you needed Submariner or Namor, Black Bolt from the Inhumans, Invincible Iron Man, and then from the movie itself, you had Eric Killmonger, Nakia, and Black Panther. Next was another Spider-Man wave. You had the Lizard Build-A-Figure. And in order to build Lizard, you needed to get Gwenpool, Prowler, Spider-Woman in her newer costume. There were 2 different versions of Mysterio, one with a clear or white head and one with a green head. Lasher, Spider-Punk, and Spider-Man Noir or Noir. Then we had the Thanos MCU Build-A-Figure. You needed to get from the MCU the Captain America from Infinity War, Iron Man from Infinity War, Proxima Midnight, and the Iron Spider. All those were MCU. From the Serpent Society, you have King Cobra. From the Thunderbolt, Songbird, and Taskmaster. So then the Gladiator Hulk was re-released again as a UK in 2018. And you needed to get all these MCU figures in order to build him again. Then a Deadpool wave came out with the Sasquatch Build-A-Figure. And in order to build that Sasquatch, there was a red Deadpool that did not have any big Build-A-Figure pieces in it. You had the X-Force Deadpool, Cable, Domino, X-23 X-Force, Deathlock, and Paladin. Next, another MCU Build-A-Figure was the Cull Obsidian. And in order to build this Cull Obsidian, there were 4 MCU figures you needed to get. Black Widow from Infinity War, Ant-Man from Ant-Man and the Wasp, Wasp from Ant-Man and the Wasp, and Thor from Infinity War. Comic accurate, you needed to get the Malekith and the Black Knight. Next X-Men wave was the Apocalypse Build-A-Figure. And in order to build Apocalypse, there were 2 different versions of Sarlacc you could get, the purple hair and the black hair. There was a Wolverine, what I like to call the Morlock Storm, the black and red Magneto, the Army Builder Multiple Man, Gladiator, and Sabretooth. Next is the Spider-Man wave for the SP//DR Build-A-Figure. And in order to build him, you needed to get the what I like to call Shadowland Daredevil, Cloak and Dagger, Scarlet Spider rebuilt with a new head and spike hands, a much needed Elektra, much needed Doc Ock as well, and then the House of M Spider-Man. So then we had our first Venom wave, and in that Venom wave, you had to build the Monster Venom. In order to build him, you had to get Poison, Eddie Brock Venom, Spider-Ham, which came with a alternate head so that you could build Pork Rind, Typhoid Mary, Scream, and then the Cleus Cassidy head, Carnage. Second Deadpool wave was the Sauron Build-A-Figure. In order to build Sauron, you had to get the Pantsless Deadpool, the X-Men Deadpool, which came with an alternate Madcap head and hat, the Lady Deadpool, which also came with Headpool, Bishop, Omega Red, and X-23 Wolverine. So another UK release in 2019 was the re-release of the Thanos Build-A-Figure, and you see all the figures here that you need to rebuy in order to build him. All MCU, of course. So next is the second Black Panther wave, which was the M'Baku Build-A-Figure. And every figure in this wave was MCU, so you needed to get the Black Panther, Tactical Suit Eric Killmonger, T'Chaka, Vibranium Black Panther, Ulysses Claw, and the Army Builder Dora Milaje. Next was the Captain Marvel Build-A-Figure wave, and in order to build the Kree Sentry, you had to get from the MCU the Captain Marvel, Talos the Skrull, Nick Fury. He also came with the Flarkin and cuffs, Jan Rog, Captain Marvel in her bomber jacket. She came with Goose as well. And from the comics, you had the Grey Gargoyle and Jenna's Veil. So the next Spider-Man wave we have is with the Kingpin Build-A-Figure wave. And in order to build the Kingpin, you need the 6-armed Spider-Man. You needed the newer costume Black Cat, Puma, the Red Goblin, the newer symbiote costume Spider-Man, Night Thrasher, and Silver Sable. And we could also take that Kingpin body and put the Shadow King head on that came with the Professor X Riders. Next, we have the Thanos Armor Build-A-Figure wave from Avengers Endgame. And in order to build him, you needed to get the Captain America Quantum Realm suit, the Ronin, and the Ebony Maw from the Infinity War movie. Ebony Maw's from Infinity War. The Ronin and Cap are from Endgame. And then from the comics, you needed to get Living Laser, Nighthawk, Citizen V, and Hercules. Next X-Men wave is the Caliban Build-A-Figure. You needed to get Gambit. Gambit, of course, did not have a Build-A-Figure piece. Beast, Weapon X, Wolverine, Forge, Skullbuster, Blink, and Jubilee. This is one of my favorite X-Men waves right here. Even if the Build-A-Figure is kind of lackluster, he's still a needed X-Men figure. Next in-game wave is the Smart Hulk. This is the second in-game wave. In order to build the Smart Hulk, you needed to get War Machine, Rescue, and Shuri from the MCU, and Rock Python, Loki, Union Jack, and Beta Ray Bill from the comics. Next is the Spider-Man Far From Home wave, and you needed to build Molten Man. And in order to build Molten Man, there's 3 MCU figures. The Spider-Man did not have a Build-A-Figure piece, but the Mysterio and the Spider-Man in his black costume did. You needed to get the Doppelganger, Spider-Woman in her black and white costume. And of course, this is a different Spider-Woman than what we're normally used to. Scorpion, and Hydro Man. And this Spider-Man is actually Julia Carpenter. Next is the Wendigo Build-A-Figure wave for the X-Men. And in order to get Wendigo, you need to get Nightcrawler, X-Force Wolverine, Guardian from the Alpha Flight, Mr. Sinister, Boom Boom, and Cannonball. The third and last of the in-game waves is the Bro Thor or Fat Thor Build-A-Figure. And this was announced at the conventions, and we got it. I had to get and these is all MCU waves. So you need to get the Captain America, the Iron Man, Heimdall, Valkyrie, Iron Patriot or War Machine, whatever you want to call him, and the Translucent Vision. So here are all of the MCU Build-A-Figures that we had in this particular line so far. And of course, the packaging has not changed, so we're going to continue on with this particular line as we go. So here is the Demo Goblin Build-A-Figure for the Spider-Man wave that came out in 2020, and all the figures that you had to build him. Here they are in package. You see that figure flight stand that you have for the Demo Goblin. Little disappointed with the size of this guy, but he did come with a huge glider that we did not get with the Red Goblin. So at least we got that. Here is the Super Skrull Build-A-Figure wave for Fantastic Four that came out in 2020. Got the new costumes for the Fantastic Four. And you can build two different versions of the Super Skrull, one powered up and one depowered, different head sculpts too. Here is the Black Widow wave that's coming out in 2020 due to the movie. Got the Crimson Dynamo as the Build-A-Figure. All the figures you need to collect here to build this Crimson Dynamo. This one has not been released yet. Should be coming soon. Just announced at Toyfair 2020, we have the Gamerverse Abomination Build-A-Figure wave. And there are 3 Gamerverse figures and 4 comic-based figures in this wave in order to build this Abomination. Of course, only 2 of the Gamerverse figures have Build-A-Figure pieces in it. The Captain America does not. Also coming out 2020, just announced at Toyfair, who the Build-A-Figure is the Sugar Man from the Age of Apocalypse wave. We already knew who all the other figures were. We just did not know the Build-A-Figure at the time. Very excited about this one. They all are in package, so you can see what you have to build him with. Just announced 2 more figures that will be in the Strong Guy Build-A-Figure wave. Still don't know the full wave yet. We think it'll be another Deadpool, hopefully like a 2099 Deadpool maybe, and Deadpool's wife Shikla, but we'll see. But they did announce that we have the Black Tom and the Maverick coming for this wave.
And again, these are Legend series, but as I showed you before, the MCU figures, these are the actual comic-based Build-A-Figures.
So guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. Leave any kind of comments. Hit that notification bell so you're aware of any new videos that I have. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Hit that thumbs up. Check out my other Every Marvel Legends Build-A-Figures videos. There are 5 total, so that you can tell from Toy Biz to the first Hasbro to the Return of Marvel Legends to the Infinite series to what we see here in this video. So check me out on Instagram, Twitter, Pinterest, all that good stuff. I'm out there, guys. Talk to you later.